So to close out this week's episode, I want to talk a little bit about communication, since we're on this completely new journey going where no nerd has gone before to communicate. Let's talk about communication. Let's actually talk about it, right? So one of the great things for space the last 5 or so years has been the uprise of space-themed movies. It's been great for getting people to think about space and what living in space would be like. They get a chance to park themselves right in the thick of challenges and trials and glories of the final frontier. There are a lot of them now. There's a growing list of them I seriously need to see and catch up on, but I'll stick to just 3 recent ones: Gravity, Interstellar, and The Martian. So these movies come up in conversation all the time. The first one, Gravity, is good. And I think it was one of the first in the scene when space movies started making headway in pop culture. Now, it's not the best space movie by any means, but it shows a very real aspect of the dangers of space travels. It's a movie about overcoming fear. I mean, if you were looking for a list of infinite ways that you can die or that things can go wrong, then space is the place for you. Now, was Gravity 100% scientifically correct? No. And I don't think good movies can be, at this moment, scientifically correct to the T. That's just going too far down the science hole. There's got to be a trade-off you need to make in order to make the movie look great and be watchable. Right now, you can't go full-on science and expect lots of people to go see it. Movies need to sell tickets and they need to tell a story. Let's correct them when they're wrong and praise them when they get the science right. Now, Interstellar hits me in all the right places. It's thrilling. My heart races every time I watch that movie. It expresses the challenges of true interstellar travel, like relativity and personal loss. It also starts to show the challenges humans need to overcome, like using recordings of nature to keep your head straight in the void of space, especially when you finally realize the situation you're in. Nothing takes the idea of a thin wall protecting you from the void of space like some crickets and rain to bring you a little back down to earth. It also deals with very heavy and deep subjects like fear and cowardice. Both of these are real emotions and situations that would be heightened by living and traveling in space. But the movie's very long, and it doesn't stop the entire 3 hours. It's like a 3-hour rocket launch where it just keeps going. You got the thriller fans, the sci-fi fans, and of course the space fans. But it doesn't have much for other people, and that's okay. To me, the movie's perfect, and it grows on me each time I watch it. I pick up new things each time. The Martian seems to grab a lot of people the right way, especially those who are not space freaks like myself and the Spaceman Squad. My mother, who does not like heights or the idea of space, loves that movie. She's willing to sit through the terror of spaceflight because the movie's that good. She always tells me, I really don't like the idea of space, but I love The Martian. And because of that, whenever we watch it, she asks questions on, about what's going on. Why did they do that? Why wouldn't they do it this way? She's actively learning about space travel because of a space movie. And she has her own aerospace engineer to ask questions, which helps. But it begs the question, what is it about this space movie that's different from the others? Why are people who aren't scientists rewatching the movie over and over again? Is it the humor? Is it the writing? Is it the carefree use of swearing? Maybe. But I think it does something that scientists forget sometimes. We're all very busy trying to do the best science we can or separating our personal lives from the work. Scientists reason with the what, why, where, and how of things. Not so much, if ever, on the who. The Martian, however, deals with the who and explains the what, how, where, and why. Space is the setting and the theme, but not the major character because science is not a thing. It's a mindset. It's a set of guidelines to understand and manipulate our universe and our reality. In The Martian, there's plenty of science and plenty of space. Some pretty complex topics, actually. But what I see is people connecting with the characters. They want to know about their struggle. Internally, they might think, what would I do in that situation? Or would I do the same thing? All the while, they're learning about space. The reason The Martian is so effective is because it has characters that a lot of people can relate with, and the characters interact with each other very well. I bring this up because I think it's essential towards communicating science effectively to everyone. It's also at the core of the Science Communication Initiative. Movies are stories. Stories are what we can all share in. It connects us to who we are and who we want to be. If we focus too much on the details, we lose sight of the who, which is clearly a very powerful communication tool. If we can all, as scientists, begin to use the who in our communications, people will connect with us and in turn with science. Of course, it is important to note that not all people care about the who as much as others, but if we're talking about spreading love and spreading science to everyone, the who is very valuable. And that does it for this week's show. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to check out our Patreon page if you want to learn more about our science communication initiative and see all the rewards you can get for helping support us monthly and help us grow the show. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or your favorite podcast player and to our YouTube channel as well. Please like and share if you like what we're doing. Every one of those goes a long way towards spreading love and spreading science. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.